In this episode, we will be looking at V999 and the GNS token. Is it a scam or legit? This is Chris Trade.
The V999 token is a digital asset that represents 0.1 gram of gold and is equipped with all regulatory licenses and permits.
Bullshit. Okay guys, V999. We're going to take a bit of a deep look into how this is operating and a couple of concerns that I have with this particular project, as well as the GNS token attached to this and the way everything seems to be structured. But before I get into that, I'd like to do a disclaimer that I am neither a MLM marketer or promoter of V999. I do not own any of the V999 token, nor do I own any of the GNS token, whatever it's called. So, but before I get into that, I would like to do a quick little announcement that if you scroll over to my YouTube channel and you go over to this little section here, you'll see this little notification pop up. It's called the Chris Trade Forum. Click onto that. This should take you to the engine forum itself. This I actually created in a sense to create a bit of a community with regards to trading and so forth. So it's a complete forum. It's free. It runs on the engine platform. I'll actually do a product review on engine at some point, but this is just to give you an idea. It's completely free to join, and it's a forum dedicated to investing and trading. As you can see, a couple of the market instruments here that we can get into, but also particularly for beginners needing to learn about terms, terminologies, mindsets, and so forth, methods and strategy. This I thought it was quite important to put in here, particularly with portfolio management and construction. So what would be a 10-80-10 portfolio, or a 640 portfolio, or a 730 portfolio, whatever. This is the area to discuss. Pretty much this is the single most important framework in terms of how to allocate your money to commodities, forex, derivatives, or whatever the case is, in order to help build your wealth. So I don't know guys, check it out. I'm giving this a test. I hope it's pretty cool. I hope you guys will find some value. I've got the stock market news and commodities all on this side here, and crypto news itself. So I actually just completed this yesterday. So again, yeah, guys, love your feedback on this. So yeah, let me know. Come join. Right, getting back to the V999. So I want to quickly dive through its white paper. We have a look. Look, I'm not going to lie, it's a nicely designed website. There we go, up. All right, let's go to its white paper. Now, it claimed in the video that it has all regulatory licenses. Well, the only form of any license here in its white paper is this section here. Now, this license number that you see over here belongs to this particular bank. This is not V999's license number. In fact, any of these registration numbers or any of the stuff pertains to V999. So I don't know why they're claiming licenses when they don't even have a license to actually even put up here. They can't claim this particular bank's license. It doesn't belong to them. This belongs to the bank in order to be regulated and operate with the Commonwealth of Dominica. I mean, you can't just stick this there and say, well, that's my license. That's rubbish. So going through this, there is no license from what I could see. They've got a very questionable auditor, which I'm going to get into, but there is no license. They're not regulated. So what you saw there was complete fake advertising. They are not regulated at all. There is no license. And if we have a look through their white paper, conclusion, whatever, V999 for national government systems. I mean, this is pie in the sky rubbish. I mean, what government is going to want to do business with an entity that's not regulated? So if I go back to this is reminding me of that Madagascar nonsense, claiming plagiarism. This is not their number. This is not their license. This, again, is the bank's license. So anyway, let's go up, have a look. So Enterprise Solutions. What I'm not seeing in this paper is how do I verify that this token, this V999, is a one-to-one stablecoin to gold. And I'm not seeing it here at all. And again, like I said, I'll get into the auditing company, but there's no way for me to independently verify that where that gold is held, that I have a certificate for it and some sort of like a tracing number or registration number, and showing me that that little bit there is your gold. I'm not seeing this. It's not in here at all. That to me is quite concerning itself. Again, they're just going wild gold, blah, blah, blah. It's so vague. I mean, the stuff here is this airy-fairy crap. And it's not pertaining to the main concern that, or the issue that I would like to see, is how do I go independently verify that the gold, the underlying asset that I own is in my name. And like I said, I'll get into this section here with this particular auditor because this is rubbish. Now I want to compare this to companies like Pax Gold, for instance. So they are regulated, Pax Gold, by the New York Department of Financial Services. They're regulated by them. Okay. What I also liked is, by the way, their financial audits, they are financially audited by Deloitte. There's actually 3 financial companies that independently audit Pax Gold or Paxos, and one of them is Deloitte, which, as you know, they're in the top 10 there, if not one of the best leading auditor firms in the world. So I was quite happy to see this. Also, the smart contract audits. I mean, they've been audited by chain security companies. There's also chain analysis that's been audited on them. As you can see over here, chain analysis for monitoring and surveillance, transactional monitoring and surveillance. So this is looking very cool from a Pax Gold point of view, because these guys are being completely transparent. And again, if you have a look, I can punch in my serial number and it will be linked to the actual physical gold that I own, that is under my name. I'll be able to trace that. I see none of that in V999. I cannot independently verify that some gold sitting in Singapore or London or wherever the case is, where they're holding these vaults, that it is linked to my name, to my certificates. So I'm not seeing this. So I am already doubting the claim that they are a one-to-one stablecoin to gold. And if I buy this V999 token, that I actually own that underlying asset, it's not proven. They're just saying it is. And that's not good enough. If I have a look at the Perth Mint gold token, sorry about that. Again, we go down. This particular company, what I love to see, operated by Gold Corporation. It's got a little license number there. Wholly owned by the government of Western bloody Australia. I mean, you can't get more legit than that. This is fantastic to see. So if we had a look at their white paper, the Perth Mint, as the custodian of physical gold, has offered gold services for more than 120 years. This company's got pedigree. This is what I want to see. To be operating for 120 years, government backed. I get a digital certificate. I can trace my physical gold to my name. And they are also audited by Ernst & Young's. It's ticking all the right boxes. This is a legitimate company. Pax Gold and the Perth Mint. These are legitimate companies. Legitimate crypto projects that have a 1-to-1 backing on actual gold that you could physically trace, that you get a digital certificate for, and you can actually go and physically trace your name to your particular name to an actual piece of gold. This is not legitimate. None of this is legitimate. They have not proven that there are a 1-to-1 ratio to gold at all, because I cannot independently verify with a registration number or any form of tracking number to an actual piece of gold sitting anywhere in the world where they claim they hold these vaults with whatever partners they're using. So this claim it's wishy-washy. There's nothing here. They're just saying that they're backed. Provides the easiest and safest way to earn gold. Well, how? You haven't proved it. It is a digital token backed by physical gold. How? You have not proved this. Okay? So, like I said, I will get into... In fact, let's go and have a look at it compared. Now, this is the Osnet group. From what I could see, it seems to be member firms operating under this particular group. So basically what you've got is a clump of companies associated or operating under this particular Osnet group. Yeah, I mean, this isn't giving me confidence in this entire auditing. I did actually register, and I can't unfortunately show the actual paper, the audit paper itself. I did register. It took about a day for this PDF document to eventually, it was bloody slow, to be honest with you, to actually get this document. But anyway, I got the document. Another gentleman on Telegram also sent me the audit documents itself. I have sent the audit document to Deloitte for them to verify if this is a legitimate audit report that apparently this company did, and I'm having a look in it. But again, nowhere does it show or tell me that any of the gold that is owned there actually even belongs to me by owning this token that is apparently a 1-to-1 stablecoin to gold. I'm still not getting that verification, and I'm asking the legitimate question here: why are you not showing that? The whole thing is just so airy-fairy. It's incredible. So one of the things about this V999 token is what they call trade mining. And if we go to the Genius website, now apparently with regards to the trade mining, how it all works is you trade your V token and somehow it's going to generate this Genius token, right? And if you sign up, you get 50 Genius for free. So apparently that's how you're going to earn passive income and for the year. So this is the particular white paper I had a look at, and it says your trade mining refers to the process of generating Genius tokens and has nothing to do with the conventional mining of cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin. Conventional mining is no longer lucrative nowadays. Well, that statement is completely factually incorrect. It's complete bullshit. If I had to go over here, Bitcoin miners posted $354 million in revenue last week, breaking records from 2017. I mean, where do you come with this nonsense that Bitcoin mining is no longer profitable? I mean, it clearly shows that these guys are making money. So anyway, this ridiculous statements, because in all cases too much electricity is being consumed, blah blah blah. The basis of trade mining is the creation of the Genius tokens, which are generated by trading V999 tokens. So this is pretty much the underlying function of the Genius tokens. It actually has no function. So I want to get into this trade mining. What is it? And the dangers of it, of trade mining. Because apparently it's been sold as a passive income that you can just forget about it. So I want to turn to a particular website called BraveNewCoin. I'm sure you guys have heard of it, but pretty much incentive or manipulation. Now, BraveNewCoin actually pulled out of anything associated to trade mining. And this was a 2017 phenomenon that actually, because this is where it came about, was around about 2017, this entire concept of trade mining. So incentives for the exchanges and traders in those examples is quite clear. And appreciating native token diminishes customers' cost and provides a liquidity buffer to the market. But so-called trade mining coins have been accused as a form of wash trading. I'll get to that in a minute. To entice customers to the exchange through the lure of a freebie that artificially inflates the exchange volume, as there's no inherent use for the bloody token. Well, that's exactly what Genesis is. Okay, so you're being lured by a freebie, which is called the Genesis token, by the trade mining of V999. Okay, this is to inflate the exchange volume of the Genius token, which is essentially not inherited. There is no inherent use of the token. There is no fundamental inherent use of the token. Okay, so in other words, what I'm telling you is the Genius token is a Ponzi scheme. It's a full-on Ponzi scheme. There is no inherent use for that token, apart from generating and then you swap it back into V999s. There's no point. I mean, why don't you just take the V999, you generate more V999s or trade mine more V999s? Why do you need to generate a Genius token for what? Okay, and there's a reason for that, and hence the manipulation and the scam about this Genius token. So if we have a look here, they are designed for pumps and dumps. Pumps and dumps. And this is what you're going to expect from the Genius token. Okay? The obscure Singapore-based exchange Fcoin claims to have pioneered the practice, which has been adopted by other industry minnows such as Coinbee, Big One, and CoinX, and all have seen huge ramp up in trading volume. And that's the whole point. That's the point of the Genius token, is to ramp up the V999 trading, which, by the way, all exchanges, particularly also the V999 exchange, will make money from your losses. So they want to try and get you addicted as much as possible in terms of trading this V999 so you can get this freebie coin, which is not just shit coin, that it has no use value in any way, shape, or form. So you can prop up the amount of Genius tokens that's been accumulated so it could skyrocket, so they can dump it and cause you to lose all of that, which would then get you to do less conversion to the V999 and then try and get you to buy more V999 so you can accumulate more of that Genius bullshit coin. You're going to lose money. It's ridiculous. This is what trade mining is. It's called transactional fees. Okay? This came out in about 2017. This entire concept came out in 2017. This is what it's designed for. Pump and dumps. Market manipulation. All right. Now, I want to get into the whitewash and what it actually means here. So, wash traders can also... There's a couple of examples. And I'll put all of these links into the comment section below. Now, wash trades can also be used to generate fake volumes for a stock and pump its price. Well, we've seen that already now with KBC or KCB, whatever you want to call it. They pumped it and then they dumped it straight away. They made money. They made crap loads of money off of that pump and dump. That was actually called wash trading. It's the same thing that you saw with Z999 on the 3rd of February. It pumped and it dumped. It's called wash trading. And it's currently what you see now with G999 in terms of this world bets bullshit that's happening, and this Bruce Hughes, which is behind the market cap forum thing on Telegram. But the whole point is to get everybody to generate fake volumes in order to eventually do a dump. And that is what is going to happen. There's going to be a lot of people that's going to get hurt here. But suppose the trader XYZ and the brokerage firm collude to buy and sell stock ABC rapidly, because that's what's happening. particularly on the G999. It's fascinating to watch, but that's exactly what's happening. And again, there's a lot of FOMO because they put in a bit of a time ticker. I think it's like the 3rd of March that they will announce the winner and then they're just going to pump it up, right? So there's a lot of FOMO now kicking in. So noticing activity on the stock, and other traders may put money into ABC to profit from its price movements. So XYZ then shorts the stock, thereby profiting from its downward price movement. So we get to, again, Investopedia, and we have a look at pump and dump. The same scheme can be perpetrated by anyone with access to an online trading account and the ability to convince other investors to buy stocks supposedly ready to take off. Okay. The schemer can get the action going by buying heavily into the stock that trades on low volume, which usually pumps up the price. The price action induces other investors to buy heavily, because remember, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. If you get in now, it will never be back down to that level again. It's a one-time opportunity. World Bets is going to go ballistic on the 3rd of March, and they are picking G999. And the same thing is going to be happening with V999, in particular this Genius token. They're going to pump it, and then they're going to dump it. Okay, buy heavily, pumping the share price even higher. At any point when the perpetrator feels that the buying pressure is ready to fall off, he can dump his shares for big profits. And that's exactly what we saw in KBC. That's exactly what you saw with the G999 on the 3rd of March, and exactly what you will be seeing when it comes to the Genius token. It is designed as a Ponzi scheme. It is designed to take your money away from you in order to protect whatever assets they actually own in the V999 or whatever gold that V999 actually has. They're going to make it very difficult for you to get your gold. Okay, and this is one of the things where you saw the collapse of Karatbars, is how do people get their money back in terms of the laptop, the gold, the programs that they've paid for, the phones, and God knows whatever else, the products that they came up with, right? And the way that they've worked this Genius token is that they will pay you the equivalent amount. And by the way, your Genius token is sitting at 0. But anyway, they will pay you the equivalent amount of what a laptop actually costs, or what a phone actually costs in the Genius token. Okay. Now, everything that I've just told you now in terms of this particular Genius token and this trade mining, they're going to make it very difficult for you to get whatever amount that you deservedly should be getting back. You're not going to get it back. They plan to take and screw you over with it, because remember, the house always wins. When it comes to trading, the house always wins. And that's the plan. You're being set up. Okay? Why didn't Harold pay out in the V999 tokens if it's back to one-to-one gold? Why the Genius token? It makes no sense, because the Genius token's worth 0. But supposedly this V999 is a one-to-one back-in to gold. So why are they not paying you back the money that is owed to you? Why are they not paying that back in V999? And the simple answer is because they don't want to pay you the money back. They've got your money, and they want to make it very difficult for you to get your money back. That is why this Genius is a Ponzi scheme. Okay. Now, if I go to, this is BehindMLM.com, and I agree with the statement. Through V999, once again, Karatbars is committing security frauds by offering a passive investment opportunity. And this, I cannot disagree with the statement, unfortunately. The Genius token, the trade mining, is set up as a manipulative tool. The Genius token has no case study at all. It has absolutely no use case study. It is, by the very definitions, a Ponzi scheme. Okay? Then, they want to pay you whatever money that is owed to you as a customer, as an investor into the whole Karatbars scheme, to claim your money back from dysfunctional products, from products you never even received, back into a worthless coin just so you could lose that worthless coin within their trading system. And this is what you're not understanding, and I'm going to repeat it again. Their trading platform, and all trading platforms, are designed. They make money off of your losses. The house always wins. So you are never going to see your money. And hence why, to add to it, it is committing security frauds, because they will not pay you back your money. The money you deservedly should get paid back into. And what I've also found is with this entire G99 and the V999 saga, Harold blaming, GS partners or GS banks, whatever, for not delivering the laptops and the phones and blah, blah, blah. Unfortunately, that is not acceptable. Harold is the CEO of the company, right? He is the director, the founder and director. He has a responsibility. And what he's shown is complete lack of responsibility and actually credibility to actually even manage a company. Because why didn't he press criminal charges? They freely admitted, and he freely admitted, he freely accused that the GS partners planned the pump and dump of the KBC. He's outright stating it. Now, if that's the case, that is financial fraud. Why didn't he go and press criminal charges? Why wasn't there an actual investigation open up for it? So I do not buy the entire argument that G999 and V999 are having the splits. It's this smoke and mirrors, and it's diffusion. That's all it is. These guys are not in a fight at all. They are backing each other up, but they are diffusing the situation and trying to point fingers everywhere else. All right, so they can send you, Mr. Customer or Mr. Investor, on a wild goose chase, and that's what it is. So I do not buy this fallout at all. So one of the things I want to have a look at, this is again on the Genius token. Now, this V999 and the G999 was actually planned in 2017. The foundations were set up for an exit scam, and that's what has actually happened. You can't have two platforms literally in the space of 2-3 months popping out of the blue simultaneously, and then everything's back to normal. It doesn't work like that. This was all planned. If you have a look, so currently in the supply, this 100 million is the supposed airdrop itself. So that's all I can see in the system on EthScam. But have a look here. This was already generated 1,267 days ago, 1,274 days ago. All of this was generated, which tells you we go back into 2017. It tells you that the infrastructure, in this case the Genius coin, was actually already developed. And if we have a look back at Block Trainer, in the previous episode I used them in terms of the G999. And again, they said something interestingly. Basically, the G999 ecosystem with the associated G999 coin is, in our opinion, a single farce. If you take a closer look at the homepage and white paper, you quickly notice that it is most likely a late 2017 ICO. So G999, with its language and its rhetoric, was very 2017 buzzwords. This trade mining, which came about in 2017 buzzwords. You got the Genius on the on EthScan confirming that this coin was generated in late 2017. So G999, V999 were platforms that were, at least the foundations were already developed as a exit strategy for what inevitably happened to Karatbars. They planned this, people. You've got to deal with these facts here. They actually planned this already in 2017. Okay. So I'm fully in alignment with this particular statement from BehindMLM. Through V999, once again, Karatbars is committing security fraud by offering a passive investment opportunity. Okay. So I want you guys to also do further research. This is the local, and I mean South Africa. Again, this is part of that whole GI Hugeness MLM syndicate. Funny enough, last night I was on a Zoom with the Canadian MLM syndicate, and they're called Rainbow something. I can't remember right now, but I'll put it in the description itself, and I'll get to them in a minute, because the things that I was seeing actually completely disgust me. I was horrified, to say the least. But pay attention to this particular video itself. I'm not going to go into it because of copyrights and so forth, but please do your research, go into these guys, have a look at their, it's called community, yeah? But again, you will see Brendan Earp Jones giving his speech about a couple of things, and again, 3 of the points which I would like to address is, again, this earning transactional fees. Now, I've just shown you that this earning transactional fees is a complete Ponzi. This is the Ponzi, all right? You've got to be very careful in terms of what is going to be happening here. A pump and dump. This is not a passive income. You guys are going to have to watch this, because you are going to lose money. Okay, so he talks about that this is a passive income that you could just forget about in a sense. Well, no, rubbish. Okay, this is a Ponzi. Then he talks about it's 100% backed by gold. Well, again, I've just shown you that you cannot independently verify that this is actually backed by gold. In other words, what you've bought, you own that underlying asset of gold. There is no certificate that you get, okay? You cannot go and phone or type in your unique registration number and it pulls up, it's owned by the Singaporean Vault Bullion Company, locker, blah, 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 under registration number, blah, 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 bought at blah, 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 such a date. And insured by such and such. There's nothing here for that. So this backed by physical gold is rubbish, because there's no evidence to show that it's backed by physical gold. It's complete nonsense. Okay. The other thing that he was talking about is Bitcoin is not backed by anything, and that their V999 is backed by gold. Well, again, as I showed you, it's not backed by anything. And Bitcoin is actually backed by something, and I will do a video on this, because there seems to be a little bit of a nastiness that seems to be popping up on Bitcoin. It's a Ponzi scheme. You know, I think people are just freaked out at the level that it's at, and I actually do believe it's still under bloody valued. It's got huge potential, asymmetrical upswing. So people are kind of freaking out. Oh, it must be a Ponzi scheme, right? So there's a bit of an attack that's happening. And what they're trying to do as well is, now I don't know, and I will give Brendan the benefit of the doubt. I don't know if he's doing maliciously or non-intently. But what he's saying is that Bitcoin being backed by nothing is feeding into that narrative that it's a Ponzi scheme, whereas their coin, the V999, is backed by something. Therefore, it's more valuable in the long run, or whatever in terms of value than Bitcoin. Well, unfortunately, he's incorrect there. And I'm going to do a separate video purely addressing the Ponzi attack on Bitcoin and the fact that people are stating that Bitcoin is backed by nothing. Actually, it's backed by a very, very true value. And I'm not going to get into it. I'll leave you guys guessing what it is, but I will be doing a video on that. Okay, so to further address that issue, I would like you guys to please look at this particular video. I just typed in Lyn Alden, Bitcoin a Ponzi. Lyn Alden, she is a investment strategist. In other words, she is a macroeconomic strategist. She's one of the rock stars in fintech. She is a seasoned professional. She is as professional as you are going to get in the industry. I would highly recommend look at what she has to say, because she is thoroughly debunking this entire narrative that Bitcoin is a Ponzi scheme, and she's got skin in the game. Actually, she owns quite a few Bitcoin, and she's in it for the long term, for the foreseeable future. Okay, so I would highly recommend you go watch this, and then you go and watch. Well, then you go to an actual website, Lyn Alden. I'll put the link. Go check out Investment Strategy. And again, where she's addressing the whole Ponzi, given a definition. And this is what I love. Okay, a Ponzi scheme is investment fraud that pays existing investors with funds collected from new investors. Ponzi scheme organizers often promise to invest your money and generate high returns with little or no risk. And this is what you're going to get such speeches about. It's Ponzi speeches at the end of the day. And if we go back, instead, they use it to pay those who invest earlier and may keep some of them themselves. With little or no legitimate earnings, Ponzi schemes require a constant flow of new money to survive. When it becomes hard to recruit new investors, or when large numbers of existing investors cash out, these schemes tend to collapse. Well, that's exactly what happened to Karatbars. They've now just rebooted themselves, restructured, and dissipated a very convoluted structure, but it will ultimately fail. So have a look. She gives a proper full-on definition, and compare this to the V999 and the entire ecosystem of V999, G999, how all these mechanics work together, where you're promised to earn millions and millions and millions. It's Ponzification. That's all I could say. Now, as mentioned, I was actually on a Canadian MLM, it was V or G999 Zoom meeting. And I was actually quite horrified, because the majority of the people that was in that meeting were people over 60 years old, 70 years old. I'm sure there was one guy that was 80 years old getting involved in this. And I'm just thinking, and most of the presenters in there were well into their 60s themselves. And I was just like scratching my head. You guys know nothing about Bitcoin or nothing about cryptocurrencies, nothing about blockchain and how this all works and blah, blah, blah. And you guys are... This is the problem with the MLM schemes, is that the entry barrier is so minimal that literally anybody can get into it, right? And then somehow they're going to try and convince other people that a certain project, based on a technology they have very limited understanding of, in order to identify what are legitimate projects and what are crap projects or scams, in order to try and make money out of people. And that's what it is. It's sheer greed. I want to pick on this gentleman itself, but if we just go over here, let's make sure this doesn't start. Let me just click that. Right. If we go down here, show the comments. Let's have a look here. Yeah, this particular gentleman. Now, I want to give this guy all the respect, or lady, or man, or Jolie, B, I presume it's a lady. I want to just try and give as much respect to her. I'm not attacking her in any way, shape, or form, but I just want to show the type of caliber of new people that are coming into, or being manipulated into this particular scheme. And he said it's not a pyramid scheme. This was related to the G999. It's not a pyramid scheme or recruiting. But they've got 9 levels deep of structure of recruiting. So, and it's legit crypto coin that you can see it on the blockchain. Well, that doesn't mean that it's legit. Why don't you investigate the Bitcoin who created their platform. You see, it's playing into that Ponzi, that Bitcoin is a Ponzi narrative. Our coin is now better than Bitcoin narrative. And you'll see it. It's the same narrative that's been addressed here. That our coin is backed by something and Bitcoin is backed by nothing. It's that same narrative that Bitcoin's a Ponzi. Sorry guys, seem to have lost my place here. Okay. So of course I addressed it him, and hence why this has spurred me on to now do another video. But it says, but I mentioned here that G999 is not a stable coin. Okay. In other words, it's not backed by an underlying security. That is the definition of a crypto stable coin. And this gentleman didn't quite understand what a stable coin is. All coins are not stable. Why are you focusing on G999? So this has shown the caliber of people that have come in and been manipulated into these type of schemes. People like this are going to get hurt. They do not understand the crypto space. They don't understand the lingos. They don't understand a viable project from a shit project, a scam from this scam. And these are the type of people that are going to get hurt. And I just pray that Julie or Jolie, if you're watching this, please do help me, reach out to me, and I will walk you through as much as possible. Just watch the video. If you can, go do your due diligence. If you need any questions, anything, please speak to me. I am more than happy and open to help you. And it's people like this that need to actually join forum here, the Chris Trade Forum. So people don't get suckered into these scams. I actually got it here. A discussion on scams, the latest MLM, pyramid, Ponzi schemes. So we can help people like that and get them educated and understanding what the terminologies are. With that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed the show, and we'll catch you next time. Peace out.